Welcome, welcome. Happy New Year. It's 2021. Where did the time go since my last episode of Yapa Photo filmed during the holidays where I shared about my book selection? It is almost March. The snow is still on the ground. We just got hit by a big snowstorm in Chicago. We had negative temperatures and I cannot wait for spring. Behind me is just a picture of peace and mind. And today I'm going to share about healthy body and strong mindsets, especially for educators. So if you work in education out there, this is something I want to share with you, although everybody can benefit from it. So this year I've decided to be very mindful about self-care, what I eat, what I put in my body, because I think it's really important and it really decides about how you're going to go about your day and your esteem of yourself. So strong body, healthy mind for me breaks down into three big categories. Obviously, nutrition, which is 80% of your fitness level, how fit and how healthy you are, but also your physical activity level. We'll talk more about this. And most importantly, also self-care. I think it's something that most of the time we tend to under appreciate. My personal journey. Let's talk a little bit more about me. My first disclaimer is I am not a fitness trainer or I'm not a nutritionist, but I do surround myself with knowledge. And as we know, knowledge is power. So it's important that you read, you educate yourself so you can make those smart, wise decisions because my personal journey may not appeal to you or may not work the same way for everyone's situation. So you can see in the big wheel of life, today I'm just going to talk about a tiny portion of it, which is on the top, the physical aspect of a healthy life. It encompasses nutrition, exercise, relaxation, but there's more to it. There is the growth, the self-worth, safety, belonging, and of course, challenge. So a healthy life is so hard to accomplish. Why? Because you have all those different categories that come and have to fit like a puzzle. So obviously, if you're not an expert, there's a vast selection of resources, whether it's online through experts that are available for free or at a cost. My journey has been significant for the past year and a half because I lost 20 pounds. I am still in that journey even though the scale it doesn't define everything. I've decreased my body mass index by a significant 3%, which also translates in two sizes down. So as far as clothes, I felt much looser. It's been a very long time since I fit in a size 2, but I'm happy to say that my skinny jeans are now a size 2. I feel stronger, I have better energy, but also longer stamina. Physical activity doesn't seem so rigorous to me. I just feel healthier all around. And this personal journey will continue because I am still on that path. And I think it's a big continuum and there's no ending to it. So this past year has been also challenging because of the pandemic. I'm the kind of person who sees the glass half full. So how do you take a pandemic, a very challenging mental situation, and turn it into a life learning opportunity to connect with friends, to work out, to take care of your nutrition, to take care of yourself so you're mentally, emotionally healthy? For me, it breaks down into three big components. Of course, the nutrition, your fitness activity, and your self-care. The nutrition is a big part of it because, of course, what we put in our body will then alimент our mental health. There's a simple law of nutrition, which is the law of energy balance. If you want to lose weight, you have to experience calorie deficit. You must burn more calories than you actually consume on a daily basis. So it is a simple rule of math if you want to lose weight. If your ultimate goal isn't to lose weight, but to build a higher energy, to develop stamina, to decrease your BMI, we all have to start somewhere. A good starting point is to calculate your body mass index based on your height and your weight, and it differs whether you're a man or a woman. This is a simple formula that you can find online. So that could be a simple way to start, because as far as nutrition, I think preparation is key. If you know what you're going to eat for your next meal, you're less likely to crave. You're less likely to buy impulse craving. So one of my videos this summer was to talk about bulk cooking. Bulk cooking is cooking in mass production, cooking for several days in a row, stack everything, put into containers, so then the next meal, you know what you're going to eat. Just take it out, no prep, the work is already done. That's a way for you to cut down your prep during the week, so you're not fatigued and you don't rely on takeout or junk food. There's a simple rule of 3-to-1 for meal planning. Just imagine that big plates sliced into 6 pieces. And remember that there are 3 big food groups. You have your proteins, you have your carbs, and you have your fats. Just be mindful about what you eat on your plate. You want to make sure, I mean, for me, the 3-to-1 rule, that I have at least 1/3 of my plate to be good fat. There's a lot of bad raps about bad fats. Of course, you don't want to load it up with sugar and processed food that doesn't have any nutrient to your diet. It doesn't really fill you, and then it brings a lot of bad stuff for your body that takes a very long time for you to digest. But good fats like avocado, nuts, oil have to be present. Of course, the carbs. Carbs can also have a bad diet, but half your plate could be natural carbs, whether it's oatmeal, grains, fruit, veggies. Go ahead and enjoy. And of course, your lean proteins. You want to make sure that you cut down the fat. For instance, right now I use a lot of egg whites. So I remove the yolk. I just buy tons of cartons of egg whites. I eat a lot of poultry, I eat a lot of fish, and I have reduced my consumption of red meat. And it shows. It shows in my skin. It shows in my digestion level. Because I eat less steak, less red meat, I can tell that I have a better digestion system. And of course, don't forget to drink. Drinking is also a way to burn more fat. And sometimes we forget about the power of water, but hydration really affects your energy level. It helps for memory. It will also develop your mental performance. That's why at school, we always tell our students, make sure that you drink enough. You hydrate yourself. It's not just physical, but you also need that mental energy. So for men, for instance, 3 liters would be the minimum, and for women, 2 liters. So I still have a long way to go. Obviously, I have a lot of room to improve, but those are kind of the benchmark I'm looking. Another big component is food tracking, because it's really easy to get by and eat as you go and sometimes not keep track, and you're not making progress. So for instance, I recommend food trackers. Just like anything, being accountable is so important. So one way to do it is to manually enter what you eat on a daily basis. I know it's really cumbersome and you feel that you are controlling yourself, but you need to be honest. And I think honesty is the first step towards being responsible and making the smart choices. So calorie intake is crucial. It goes back to that law of energy balance and calorie deficit. You can do it online. There are tons of food trackers. I recommend MyFitnessPal because it has a very vast selection of food entries. So you can actually scan your food through the barcode, or they'll have tons of food entries already available, and you select your serving, and it shows you on a daily basis your consumption, and you can also add what is your fitness activity. Obviously, if you are burning some calories, you have that extra buffer that you can consume. So for instance, for me, at a calorie deficit, my daily intake is 1600. But at a maintenance intake, it would be more at 1800. So I'm trying to cut down right now my calories. Best fat burning food. Obviously, it's not just for weight loss, but just for overall healthy nutrition. There's a list. You can go through it. I'm not teaching you anything you don't know. Obviously, fresh fruit, veggies. Stay away from the bad carbs or the processed fat. Try to privilege the brown rice, the beans, the legumes, and lean meat, lean protein, whether it's chicken, poultry. I'm a big fan of egg whites. It's going to take away a little bit of the richness of the egg yolk, but it's still very appealing. You want to make sure that you're healthy, but you're not taking away the pleasure, because this is not just a punctual diet. This is a lifestyle. You want to make sure that this is sustainable in your lifestyle. So if you make it pleasing visually, but also pleasing to your taste, most likely you will be successful also in the long term. The second part of this journey is also fitness training, physical training. Obviously, you can eat really well, and a lot of people do lose weight and change their lifestyle, but never set a foot at the gym or never work out. That's fine. There's no judgment there. For me, I think it's all about balance. I still want to be able to enjoy life, but also develop my energy, be fitter, uh, target some of the muscles, and develop that high natural endorphin, which food cannot cannot provide. Food is not gonna help you to have better core or stronger arms. This you have to really target to specific muscles. There's different ways in the fitness training you can accomplish that. Obviously, a big part of it is cardio. Cardio training really is going to accelerate that fat loss. It's going to boost your metabolism, and it's going to develop that full body strength. You're going to feel healthier, energized. You're going to feel alive. There are different ways to practice cardio. It doesn't require you to go to the gym. You can simply run outside. You can take long walks. If you have a dog, if you live in an area where you're not snowing and it's nice outside, cycle. If you want to invest in some equipment, stairmasters, rowing, cross-country skiing, you have tons of elliptical machine. I go to the gym, so stationary bike. Do something that you really enjoy. Fitness training should not be something you feel really obliged to do, because otherwise you're going to drag your feet to do it. Another way to develop that strength resistance is weight training. It's going to create a leaner body. It's going to burn those calories and target specific muscles that cardio cannot deliver. It is critical, of course, to warm up and to stretch when you do weight training, because you are pushing your muscles to resistance. So you want to have proper equipment, but also proper warm up and stretch to prevent injuries. Weight training, you have the whole gimmick of weight training. I give you an example of my workout routine. I always start with a warm up 10 minutes. I like to warm up on foam roller, especially for back, legs, and arms. Cardio, especially steady state cardio, is so important, but you can also alternate with high intensity interval training, HIIT, where you're going to, in a short amount of time, really boost that heart rate. You're gonna, for instance, go up the hill, go down the stairs, stadium stepping, sprint intervals. It could be Tabata. You could do it with a trainer, with a buddy. You could go to the gym. There's different YouTube workouts for free that we have available that I really took advantage during the pandemic. It's really important that you surround yourself with positive energy. And if you don't have that motivation within yourself, then you need to surround yourself with people who are going to give you that positive energy and encourage you to be the best version of yourself. I like course circuit. I like to have different sets. I kind of, when I go to the gym, I like to know this is what I'm doing. I don't like to waste my time. So also another thing is make sure that you target different muscles on different days. So if you're doing back today, you don't want to do it the next day. Your muscles need 24 hours to recover to prevent tearing or injuries. Um, During the pandemic, I didn't have any equipment. Gyms were closed. So a lot of the workout I was doing was free workout on YouTube and also just full body weight. Your whole body could be just your equipment. There's tons of things that you can do. You can get on the floor, get a bench, and if you need to invest with very minimal equipment. One set of light dumbbells, heavy dumbbells, resistant bands, maybe a ball, a mat, and you're in business. So it doesn't require for you to have tons of weight training. But the motivation, I think, is the most important. So full body workout at home, you can see tons of things: lunges, squats, push-up, shoulder press. You can bicycles, you can plank. When I started that journey 2 years ago, I couldn't plank on the side. I couldn't stack my legs lateral and stay there for 30 seconds. It seemed like something very challenging. And just recently, I was able to plank, and it was such a mini victory for me. So there are some silver linings during this pandemic. Example, I was able to establish a workout Zoom. So I got together with friends from all over the world, and we used my Zoom and we worked out together. It became a social activity. It became a way to maintain my mental health, but also my physical health. So some of my takeaways throughout my journey: it's important that we have a realistic and specific goal with an adjustable timeline. I'm not going to say I want to be a size 2 in 2 months because I know it's not possible. So when you set some unrealistic goals, by definition, you're going to be disappointed because it's not something that is tangible for you to establish. So make sure that your timeline is current, but it's also realistic. And then you can always go back and tweak it. Having an accountability group, whether it's a buddy, your friend, your spouse, whether you hire a coach or you go to the gym, it's important that you have somebody you feel accountable to, because I think it's really easy when you're by yourself to not say, oh, today I'm going to take out, oh, tomorrow I'm not going to the gym, I'm tired. And it kind of rolls in like this, and it can snowball into a positive, a negative direction. So you want to make sure that you always stay on track. Don't work out every day the same muscles. Rest these muscles. You need a recovery time. And the most important is really your mindset, your positive mantra. Set some good intentions for yourself, because ultimately you are the decision maker. You are the one master of your universe. So if you decide that this is the route you're going to take, you are there for the long haul. You want to make sure that you have a positive mindset, and you practice gratitude. You practice the blessings that you already have. For me, gratitude and appreciation is so important because it makes me mindful of what I already have, and I'm already very content and satisfied. As I said, work out with a partner is key to success. And because it is a long haul journey, you're going to be frustrated. You are going to be impatient. Most likely, there's going to be frustration. But it's important to keep in mind those are baby steps. You're not trying to have a big leap of faith. This is not a sprint, it's a marathon. So go baby step, and I think the long-term success will be more reachable. Tons of good workout channels for coaching, for fitness training available on YouTube or any other resources. And lastly, self-care. Self-care is be gentle on yourself. Make sure that you do things that please you, and that you always prioritize yourself, because if you're not mentally and physically healthy, it's going to be hard for you to perform in other areas of your life. So I listed here several ways self-care mean. Doesn't mean that you have to do all of this. Obviously, I have a long way to go. I have a lot of room to improve myself, but I do journal. I try to meditate. I'm very mindful about being aware of my emotions, and that means counseling. I think there's a big stigma about therapy, but with the pandemic going, I think it's so important that there's an awareness about your mental health. And if if you feel like you need to talk to a professional, go for it. There's no stigma. I think it is so important that you have a safe place where you can share about your emotions. During the pandemic, if there's time and you confine at home, learn a new skill, find a hobby, find a way to please yourself. Don't forget also to simplify, mainstream your schedule. Don't overload your plate because then it's going to create more stress. Obviously, I'm just sharing the obvious. Practice gratitude and then sometimes get bored, do nothing. Take a day, self care, take a good bath, go for a walk, phone a friend you haven't talked to in a long time. For some people, disconnect, and for other people, connect. So you are better judged on what are your needs and what you need and what you want to achieve that self-care. For me, it's a balance. There are days where I don't feel like talking to anybody, and then some other days where I enjoy connecting with the community. You can see there's a little self-care plan here where you can start at the center. You are really the center, and you are the best judge on what you want and what you need. So it has to start with you expressing your voice. Self-care educators out there, we do a lot of those things. Superheroes, we are part of the one big group for the vaccines. So we need to keep the schools open. We need to get the teachers vaccinated. Thank you so much for listening to my journey. I hope this year will bring a lot of positive mantra, good intentions, and set positive energy around you. Make choices that are wise and smart for you and your family. I will see you very soon in the next episode of Yapa Photo. Thank you. À bientôt.